Just making a video, that's all.
Okay, well this is restricted area. So
restricted how, sorry?
That bit over there is fine.
Which bit over the way,
because you see where the barrier is,
yeah,
so you shouldn't really be walking in this area.
But I thought I was allowed to. I mean, I didn't cross any barriers or gates or anything, I just walked in.
There's a barrier down there.
For cars though, there isn't one for the pedestrian access, is there?
If you don't mind,
sorry.
I'm just asking you to move out of the way because you haven't got a pass and I don't know who you are.
I know, I understand that, but I'm just also letting...
It's not public.
It is, it's a police station.
No, this isn't public.
This is the police station.
Yeah, I know it's a police station.
So it is public.
It's not a public police station, it's the headquarters, so it's not somewhere for the public
No, I think you misunderstand me. What I mean to say is, this place is funded by taxpayers' money.
Yep.
I'm a taxpayer, which effectively, if we're going to split hairs, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but effectively this is my grounds. I mean, you couldn't trespass me from here because I'm on public land.
Well, this is private, so I'm asking you to leave the area.
Sorry, but this is not a private place, this is a police station, this is the police headquarters.
The sergeant opens the encounter by stating that the location is a restricted area, and that immediately becomes a central point of dispute. From Ed's perspective, there are no visible barriers, gates, or obvious indicators suggesting he entered a controlled space. The issue raised here is that restrictions on access to certain sites are generally expected to have a clear legal basis and, where applicable, visible indicators identifying those restrictions. Simply describing a location as restricted does not automatically establish what legal authority or designation is being relied upon.
And I believe under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972, I have the express right to be here under my implied rights of access. I've just come in to make a little video for my YouTube channel. I have a lot of people who are interested. Sorry, if you let me finish. Sorry, if you let me finish.
If you let me finish. That's private and confidential.
Okay, that's fine. But I was
please.
just saying to you, before you interrupted me, that I was going to make my way through there, film the marked police vehicles as I was, and then I'll be on my way.
Okay, well, over there then.
Yeah, please don't give this. Please, look, I hate
not
to,
here.
excuse me, but you're not directing traffic right now. Can you please stop pointing and waving your hand? I'm not a dog. I'm a human being.
I know, and I'm
okay?
asking you
I haven't been rude to you. I haven't been rude to you, miss.
I'm asking you politely.
I know, and now you're
over there.
I know you're raising my voice. I haven't been rude. I've just said to you that I'm going to go through that way, and you're trying to. No, because I don't have to. I haven't broken the law, so stop giving me directives. I'll do as I please. Don't give me directives. I have not. Why are you walking right behind me? You're causing me harassment, alarm and distress right now. I am doing what this... No, I won't. I'm going to walk at my own pace. I told her... No, I haven't broken the law. Why? I have not broken the law. So why would I follow her instructions? You're out of your jurisdiction, Sergeant, with all due respect.
The sergeant immediately dismisses the reference to Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act, and that becomes another point of disagreement in the encounter. From Ed's perspective, he is raising the broader principle that gathering information and recording matters of public interest can be part of lawful activity. The conversation then shifts toward a high-risk missing person investigation as the reason for wanting the area cleared. Public safety concerns can of course be relevant during active police operations, but the key issue raised here is whether that concern was clearly connected to Ed's presence and conduct at the scene. Even after Ed voluntarily agrees to reposition himself, the interaction continues with more direct instructions about where he should stand.
Sorry, yeah, why are you following me, please? Alright, and also, no, but I'm not on private property. A couple of other things as well. Your body camera is recording, and in your policy, it says that you will tell the member of the public when you activate your body camera. Furthermore, you will take your hands out of your pockets and stop with your slovenly behaviour, Constable. Okay? Get your hands out of your pockets, sir.
My camera is recording.
Yes, it is. You should have told me that you were recording before you approached me. So everything I have said before this point will be treated without prejudice. Do you understand?
There's no prejudice
Thank
at
you.
all.
So, I am being followed by these police officers.
You can't go in certain parts of the police station, okay?
Okay.
Simple as that.
But it's a police station. It's funded by the public. Yes. It's ours. We own it.
You're allowed to go to.
Yeah,
okay?
but it's policy that restricts us, not law, sir.
Okay.
So I follow law.
What can I help you with?
Nothing. I didn't intend on any interactions. I just walking around. I told you I would like to look at some marked police cars. I have people who have an interest in them.
The interaction continues even after Ed moves to what appears to be a clearly public area. Despite repositioning himself, he remains under observation by another officer who records the interaction. Ed raises concerns about not being informed that recording was taking place, viewing it as an issue of transparency rather than simply the act of recording itself. Body-worn video policies and guidance are intended to promote openness and public confidence, although the exact requirements can vary depending on force policy and circumstances. The point of disagreement here is whether those expectations were followed and clearly communicated during the encounter.
I'm okay here, yeah?
Well, ideally...
No, not ideally, ma'am. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot over there, but let's stick to law. If you don't want people to go around there, you need to gate it, because otherwise people are just going to go there because... And you know why, Sergeant? Because we have the lawful right to, under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972. If I can walk through it without crossing a barrier by opening it, climbing it, or moving around it, I am free to enter it. You know this, Sergeant.
It says no unauthorised access.
I understand that, but it's a civil matter, isn't it?
So therefore, because of our threat level, we have
what
to
threat
question
level?
those
It's
that aren't...
disproportionate, ma'am.
The threat level is that I don't know who you are because you're not wearing a lanyard, you haven't got any identification.
Yeah, I do have ID, you haven't asked me for it.
Well, I'm about to, but it got into a slight altercation over there.
Well, yeah, but I feel like you escalated that.
Okay, fine.
But we can agree to disagree because I know what police are like. I heard this lady speaking to the gentleman over there, and she tarred me with the same brush as what your generic your generic handed down information is given. So, and I heard her say that.
The sergeant then shifts her position, suggesting that Ed ideally should not be in the car park. That change in wording becomes notable because it moves the discussion away from clear legal restrictions and toward what appears to be a preference about where he should stand. Ed immediately responds by bringing the conversation back to a central issue throughout the encounter: the difference between requests, preferences, and actual legal powers. From his perspective, if no specific legislation or authority is being relied upon, then the discussion becomes less about enforceable restrictions and more about expectations. The interaction then turns toward security concerns, with Ed being portrayed as a possible risk because he does not display an official lanyard or identification.
If your front door was open, you wouldn't just want me to walk into your front door?
But legally you could.
No.
Yes, you could.
No.
If my front door is open,
we can't.
Listen,
We can't.
sir,
We can't
excuse me.
Into your house.
Sorry, Michael. You may not be as a police officer, right? But everybody on this planet who walks this planet with 2 feet has an implied right of access. If I leave I leave my door open and somebody comes in my house, it could be construed as aggravated trespass. It could be. However, the black and white of the law says if my front door is open, anybody may walk in until I revoke their implied rights of access.
Because you obviously know a lot about legislation.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be able
enough to stay safe, at least.
Yeah. You wouldn't go up to the office window and film through the window.
Well, I would if I wanted to, because I wouldn't be breaking the law if I did that. Because
you know what I mean? That's kind of thing that's gonna.
I'm not gonna be here to. I'm not here to purposely antagonise anybody. So I'm not going to do anything purposefully to antagonise anybody. Right. But I will exercise my rights, and I will defend my rights vehemently if needed.
The officer then attempts a comparison, suggesting that Ed would not want strangers walking through his open front door. Ed's position, however, is that the comparison does not neatly fit the situation being discussed. Private homes and publicly accessible areas around public buildings involve different legal considerations, and the issue here is whether there was a lawful right to be present where he was standing. The discussion touches on the concept of implied right of access, the principle that members of the public can generally approach entrances along open and unobstructed routes unless access has been clearly restricted or withdrawn. The disagreement is therefore not simply about property boundaries, but about where access rights begin and where restrictions are actually established. The conversation then shifts again when the officer suggests that Ed cannot film through station windows. That raises another recurring issue throughout these encounters: whether activities visible from a public vantage point automatically become protected from observation or recording.
Your details just...
No, I haven't broken the law. You can, are you asking me for ID?
See, as just cops, we give you permission for us to be featured on the videos.
You've got your faces covered. Your public officials, your crown.
Case. There you go.
Your crown, sir.
I still don't give you permission. Okay.
You have no expectations of privacy in a public place, dude. So,
I'll just remind you that I haven't given you.
you're ex-army, aren't you?
I'm not ex-army, no.
Sure. I've just had a really nice talk with Michael, and I come over, it just seems like police just can't help but give directives. Like, stop giving directives to people who haven't done anything wrong and go about your business. It's disrespectful.
As I said, just please don't come past.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to come past the bollards. Okay. What's your number anyway, you young buck?
70.
And your name? Are you sure?
Sure.
Do you suspect me of terrorism offences? Then you absolutely do have to give me your name, sir.
The arrival of another officer adds a new point of dispute to the encounter. He suggests that Ed requires explicit permission to include officers in his video. Ed challenges that position, arguing that recording police officers carrying out duties in public is generally treated differently from recording in private settings. Public photography and filming of police in public places is a well-established issue in UK policing discussions, and guidance has long recognised that officers performing public duties may be subject to observation and recording. The key disagreement here is whether permission is actually required in the circumstances being discussed. The exchange then shifts to identification. When asked to identify himself, the officer provides a shoulder number rather than a name.
270.
Yeah? You based from here as well, are you? Yep. You based here, are you? Are you based here? Are you based here? Can I see your warrant card, please? And you have to give me 3 forms of ID. You've given me your number and your uniform, so either give me your name or show me your warrant card. How long have you been a constable?
I'll tell you.
Huh?
I don't have to tell you.
No, but what you do need to do is know the law and your policy. And your policy states that when a member of the public asks you to identify, you will identify with 3 forms of ID. I will accept your uniform. You have given me your number, so you will either show me your warrant card or you'll tell me your name, sir. Or you will receive a complaint.
You're more than welcome to put in a complaint.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fine. Off you go then.
Okay.
You're no longer required. When a constable you are around acts outside of his remit, you should say something, because you know what I said earlier, and you questioned me and you said actually it's not all officers, but when a good officer doesn't say something to a bad officer, that makes him just as bad. Yeah, of course. You don't.
The officer declines to say whether he is based at the station and does not provide a warrant card when asked. From Ed's perspective, that response raises concerns about transparency and accountability, particularly during an interaction where authority is being exercised. Police guidance and professional standards place importance on officers being identifiable and maintaining public confidence, but the exact requirements can vary depending on whether an officer is in uniform, in plain clothes, and the circumstances of the encounter. The key issue here is whether the information already provided, such as visible identification or shoulder numbers, was sufficient in context. The exchange becomes more tense when Ed raises the possibility of a formal complaint. The officer's reaction is then interpreted by Ed as dismissive, creating the impression that concerns about accountability are not being taken seriously.